and Maple Grove's going to have it.
Right out in front, they score! Welcome to the first Sports Jam of 2016. I'm Jay Wilcox.
And I'm John Jacobson. Today on the show, holiday basketball and hockey tournament highlights galore as most local teams were busy over the holiday break. Plus, a look back at the memorable moments in high school sports in the area in 2015.
And we'll get started with girls hockey. Two of the area's top teams, Maple Grove and Breck, won their first two games in the Walzer Invitational hosted by Edina, meaning they faced off for the championship. Breck rated number 2 in Class A, meeting Class AA's number 14 Maple Grove. Breck's Amanda Navratil chases down the puck in the corner and throws one on net, but Brianna Blessy is ready, and it's 0-0 after one. Second period, and Taylor Wente sets up Lauren Kaufman. The Mustangs sweep the puck away right at the goal line, and it stays 0-0. That changes here. Sydney Breza with a sneaky wrist shot that eludes Blessy, and Breck grabs a 1-0 lead. The Crimson generated 2-on-1, but Sydney Scobie comes up big in net for the Mustangs, and it's still 1-0 through 2. Third period, and the cross-ice pass sets up Breza for the slap shot over Blessy's glove to give Breck a little breathing room. And Wente on the rush, trying to get the Crimson on the board, but Scobie makes the stop to preserve the shutout for Breck. Breza adds an empty netter for the hat trick as Breck downs Maple Grove 3-0 to take the tournament title.
I think this tournament we've really been playing well as a team. We've been passing the puck, just moving it well in general, and really fighting for every battle.
The Breck boys hockey team is ranked number 1 in Class A. The Mustangs came into play last week with just one loss as they faced Rosemont in the semifinals of the Schwann Cup Silver Division. First period, Breck's Chase Ellingson with a rink-wide pass. Tyler Scott drops it back to William Blake for the shot and goal. Nice setup for the Mustangs, and they lead it 1-0. Tied at 1 in the second period, the Irish go on a 5-minute power play, and they take advantage. Peyton Norder tips in Blake's Storholm shot, and it's 2-1. Later, on the same power play, it's Storholm at the left point. His shot is stopped, but Garrett Jago scores in the rebound, and Rosemont leads 3-1 after 2 periods. Third period, Ellingson with a great rush with the puck, carries it deep before passing to Mitchell Matchlet for the goal. That makes it 3-2, but the Mustangs don't score again and are upset by Rosemont. 3-2 the final. The Mustangs also lost in the third place game. The Maple Grove boys played in the Sports Authority Classic hosted by Benilde St. Margaret's. Crimson meeting the host Red Knights in the third round. Maple Grove is up 1-0, and on the power play, Justin Kelly picks up the loose puck, puts it in for his second of the game, and it's 2-0. In the second period, Maple Grove's goalie Brady Gooden catches the Red Knights on a line change, and watch the finish by Jack Gilbertson. 3-1 Crimson after 2 periods. But the Red Knights dominate the third. With 12 minutes to play, they get within 1. Augie Moore tips in the Nick Austin shot, making it 3-2 Crimson. With their goal they pulled late, the puck comes to Austin at the top of the slot, and he beats Goodwin with 7 seconds left to send it to overtime. In OT, Maple Grove with a golden opportunity, but Jared Camarada loses his footing on the breakaway, and Ryan Bishop makes a stop to keep it a tie. Benilde finishes the rally as Peter Heimbold's shot goes off a Crimson skater right to Austin, who plays the hero once again. The Red Knights remain unbeaten with a dramatic 4-3 overtime win over Maple Grove.
Switching now to girls basketball, where Park Center hosted a 6-team 2-day tournament. The Pirates meeting Elk River in a top 10 matchup on day 1. Park Center's Ann Simonet feeds it inside to post player Michaela Hayes for 2 of her 11 points, and it's 4-0 PC early. Elk River has a Division I post player as well. Abby Scheid nails a 3 as the Elks get their first field goal about 5 minutes into the game. Danielle Schaub drives and hits a tough shot and is fouled. The free throw makes it 15-15. Gabby Hawk drives baseline to score late in the first half as the Elks take a 22-21 lead into halftime. Park Center goes ahead. Fashayo Iobamadelli tips the Elks pass, then receives the pass and sets up Summer Blakemore for a layup. It's 43-35 Pirates. Elk River goes on a run though. Scheid is blocked by Hayes. But Kelsey Cox scrambles for the loose ball and sets up Scheid for the go-ahead hoop. It's 48-47 Elks. Down to the final seconds of this one, Hayes kicks it out to Blakemore, and the sophomore hits the game-winning three-pointer. The Pirates pull out a 50-48 thriller.
Also at PC, former Northland De La Salle head coach Faith Johnson-Patterson in her first year coaching in Eden Prairie. The Eagles playing Champlain Park. The Rebels hitting from the outside early. Erica Hicks with a three on her way to a game-high 21 points. Next possession, almost the same spot. It's Allison Garrett's hitting a three. Champlain Park leads 13-4. Quick passes by the Eagles lead to a layup for Lindsay Eliason. Eden Prairie is within four at 16-12. That's as close as they get. Hannah Krimble powers it up inside to score and draw the foul as the Rebels take a 33-24 lead into halftime. Early second half, it's Krimble turning in the lane and scoring again with another and one. She scores 17 points, second to Hicks in the game. The Rebels out and running here, and it leads to a layup for Hicks. Champlain Park outscores Eden Prairie 16-2 to begin the second half. They rolled with a 79-53 win. Rebels play at Osseo this Thursday.
While Lake Conference rivals Hopkins and Minnetonka are drawing the headlines, the Wayzata girls basketball team is also off to a strong start. The Trojans facing Park of Cottage Grove in the final at the Hill Murray tournament. Early first half, and the Trojans' Annie Robertson hits a three. She's one of three Wayzata players to score in double figures. Mimi Schrader dribbles out top and hits a three to give the Trojans the lead for good in this one at 14-12. Sydney Hayden passes into Cameron Hay for the basket and fouls. The Trojans extend their lead over the Wolfpack to 9. And second half action, Hay passes out to Hannah Hiring for a three, and Wayzata builds on its lead. Robertson drives from the wing to score and draws a foul as Wayzata goes ahead by 17. They win 42-31 over Park. It's Wayzata's fourth win in a row. John, also at the St. Olaf College tournament, number 1 Hopkins over number 2 Eastview in that one, 64-48. The Royals have won 7 straight.
Ever since that big loss up at St. Michael Albertville, they've come back and are playing very strong right now. Next up, boys basketball tournament highlights, plus some swimming and more to come. Welcome back to Sports Jam.
And we have plenty of holiday tournament action in boys basketball. That included a great matchup between second-ranked Apple Valley and number 3 Maple Grove at the Granite City Classic in St. Cloud. Brad Davison keeps the ball in play here and goes in for the layup. He misses, but Tywan Pickford is there for the putback for the Crimson. They lead 22-20. Gary Trent Jr. is a dangerous scorer. The Eagles Jr. hits a three. Apple Valley leads by 2, 30-28. Davison with a perfect lob pass ahead to Jack Hutchison for a layup as the Crimson take a 36-35 lead into halftime before an enthusiastic crowd at St. Cloud State. Second half, Davison with the alley-oop to Tywan Pickford for 2 of his game-high 31. The Crimson go up by 3. Davison takes it himself here, driving to the basket for the hoop and the foul. He makes his free throw, helping send this game to overtime. He finishes with 28. In OT, Davison with the skip pass to Hutchison for an open three that puts Maple Grove up 78-77. But Apple Valley is just a bit better in the end. The lob pass into Big Brock Bertram for 2 points. And it's Trey Jones, younger brother of the Timberwolves, Tyus Jones, driving in to score. He nets 23 as Apple Valley wins at 86-81. Eagles is the final. The Crimson beat Minneapolis North the next day.
Also in the Granite City Classic, Champlain Park Wayzata meeting at a rematch of last year's Section 5 4A final. Wayzata in white, they work it around the perimeter. Ryan Lindbergh left open at the top of the key, and he nails a three-pointer. McKinley Wright, a great player for Champlain Park. He hit a buzzer beater at the end of the first half, and the Rebels are up 30-26 at halftime. Second half, Wayzata rallies. Jack Sawada to Gavin Baumgartner. Gives it up to Austin Slater for a three. And the Trojans tie the game at 45. Wright breaks the tie, hitting a 12-footer in the lane to put the Rebels ahead for good. They win it over Wayzata 56-49. At the Timberwolves shootout Saturday, Champlain Park rolled to a 76-45 win over Abraham Lincoln High School from Iowa. Aaron Klepner scored 15 points in the win. Maple Grove also beat an Iowa team, Iowa City West. Juan Pickford continued his strong season with 25 points.
After a 2-point win in the semifinals, the Armstrong boys advanced to the championship game of the Lakeville North tournament. The Falcons meeting the host Panthers for the title. True Thompson drives and hits a tough shot plus a foul for Armstrong. Lakeville North gets a steal and it triggers a fast break. Carter Brooks finishes here for the Panthers. Brooks then drives baseline and gives Lakeville North an 8-point lead in this one. Armstrong, though, goes on a run. Jubilotti drives and hits the jumper with a hand in his face. The Falcons lead 27-26 at the half. With the defender coming at him, John Nelson hits a three for Armstrong early in the second half. But Lakeville North builds a lead. Ethan Igbonago hits from long range for a 54-46 Panthers lead. The Falcons come back. Race Thompson puts back the miss, and they go up 57-56. Lakeville North, though, closes it strong. Trevor Sherman drives hard for the hoop and fouls. Lakeville North beats Armstrong 70-60 for the title.
Park Center's boys are coming on strong. The Pirates played for a holiday tournament title. They took on Hill Murray in the final of the St. Thomas tournament. Park Center's Osiris Washington gets the pass to Xavier Bonner. He knocks down a three. The Pirates grab an early lead. Hill Murray counters as Chris Moore sends it to Simeon Davis. Finds just enough room down the baseline to get the hoop. Park Center on the run. Osini Kamara to Washington. His twisting layup misses, but Kamara gets the putback. He scores 27 points in all. Pirates lead 26-21 at halftime. Hill Murray comes out strong in the second half. Davis with a crossover scores 2 of his 14 points, and the Pioneers go up 28-26. But Park Center catches fire. Kamara is open at the top of the key, and he nails a three. The Pirates go on a big run and lead by 8. And that lead keeps growing, too. Derek Ogechi hits a three-ball. Park Center's in command 49-32, and they roll to the championship with a 73-47 victory. The Totino Grace boys basketball team is also off to a good start this season. The Eagles played in one of the 2 divisions at the Bethel tournament and met Roseville in the semifinals. Raiders are hot early. Joe Wright dishes to Alexo Janovic. His three gives the Roseville Raiders a 5-0 lead. Totino Grace finds its rhythm. Nick Flottmeyer to Nathan Kavalek. Back to Flottmeyer for a three. And then the Eagles defense shines. Isaiah Green drives, but 6'10" James Streeter sends it back for Grace. And they get the transition game going. Zach Bann takes the outlet pass. Defense never stops him. He speeds all the way for the layup for the Eagles. Kavalek to Rocky Cruiser. Back to Kavalek for a three here. Totino Grace leads 27-18 at the half, and they win 55-46. They beat Egan in their division finals.
The top-ranked Hopkins boys have been a fixture at the Augsburg College tournament. They faced Eastview at that tournament this year. Vinny Shahid runs the break and delivers a no-look pass to Ishmael Elamine for the Royals hoop. The Lightning has a few good long-range shooters. Sean Ryan buries a three here, giving Eastview a 23-22 lead. Amir Coffey splits the Eastview defense with a bounce pass to Xavier Johnson here for the bucket. And a great pass by Coffey as he zips it to Elamine for 2 underneath. The Royals lead 43-32 at halftime. Coffey explodes to the rim and will throw down a dunk for the Royals in half number 2 down the baseline. An impressive drive. Johnson gets the steal, and he'll go all the way, finishing with a reverse layup. The Royals score at will in the second half, and they win 83-67. They went 3-0 in that tournament.
Osseo's boys basketball team has been really good so far this season. The Orioles entered 2016 unbeaten following 2 wins last week at the Night Bison Classic. After beating Buffalo in the semifinals, the Orioles face St. Michael Albertville in the final. Demario Armstrong gets the steal for Osseo ahead to Alan Anderson. He loses it, but Dante Jones picks it up and buries a jumper. 9-2 Orioles lead. John Bezdacek swings it to Armstrong, to Jones for the three from the left side. and it's 21-12 as Coach Tim Tyson shoots for his 300th win as Orioles coach. Zach Tyson drives to the hoop but misses. Cameron Betty is there to clean it up for a 15-point lead. Osseo's up 43-25 at the half. And they keep rolling in the second half. Anderson goes with the up and under move to score in the lane. He gets 21 points total to lead the Orioles. Armstrong with the dribble handoff to Anderson, and he pops a three from the top of the key. The Orioles cruise to an 84-49 win for Coach Tyson's 300th win.
Well, the holidays mostly mean tournaments for hockey and basketball. Boys swimming and diving teams also had a big competition. At the Maroon and Gold Invitational, Wayzata places 6th in the top division. The Gold, Eden Prairie Edge's Omaha Creighton Prep for the title. Minnetonka places 4th. In the Bronze Division, Chaska Chanhassen swims to the title with Shakopee 2nd and Breck Blake 3rd. Armstrong is 6th and Osseo 15th.
Jay, back to the holiday basketball. Some good showings for local teams and tournaments.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we knew teams like Hopkins and Maple Grove were going to be good no matter what this year, but boy, you're seeing Champlin Park, Osseo Park Center, the list goes on. They're all playing pretty well so far this year. Now we'll start to see them more against each other and find out who's really on top. Well, coming up, we'll look back at some of the top stories in 2015 here on Sports Jam.
As the new year begins, we wrap up what was a memorable 2015 year in high school sports in the northwest suburbs. Here are some of the highlights from the year. Our first local champion in 2015 was crowned in February when Osseo High School senior Sarah Bezdacek won the state Nordic Ski Championship, while Wayzata's girls brought home the team title. Champlin Park and Wayzata each won section gymnastics championships. The Rebels finished 5th at the state Class AA meet. Maple Grove and Wayzata each enjoyed strong seasons in girls hockey. The Crimson lost just twice all season, with the Trojans losing a heartbreaker in overtime of the section final to Minnetonka. Several local wrestlers qualified for the state tournament. Totino Grace's Lance Bennett capped a brilliant prep career by winning his 4th consecutive state title. The lone local state champion in boys swimming, Maple Grove's Brenner Hohenstein, who won the 100-yard breaststroke. The Robbinsdale Adapted Sports Program added another state title to their cachet, capturing a 5th straight championship in floor hockey. One of the highlights of the winter sports season was the success of the Champlin Park boys basketball team. The Rebels cruised through most of the regular season and then beat Wayzata before a packed house at Rogers High School to win the Section 5 4A championship.
Be headed to the 2015 state tournament.
Behind Mr. Basketball winner J.T. Gibson, the Rebels won a school record 31 games and lost their only game of the season to Apple Valley in the state Class 4A final. Park Center's girls basketball team showed 2014 was no fluke. The Pirates won their conference and section, and then to cap it off, beat Marshall for a 2nd straight season to win the Class 3A title. The Hopkins girls won their 4th title in 5 seasons and 6th overall since 2004 in basketball by beating Eastview in the championship game. And Maranatha Christian Academy finished 2nd in the state in both boys and girls Class A basketball. The spring brought more sunshine and more awards to local athletes and teams. Armstrong's baseball team won a 2nd straight section title and a first-round game in the state tournament at St. Paul's new CHS Field. Maple Grove's Sidney Smith was a 2-time Metro Player of the Year in softball and helped the Crimson win a 4th straight section championship. Maple Grove finished 3rd in Class 3A. State meet records in track and field were set by Hopkins senior Joe Klecker in the 1,600 meters and by Wayzata junior Ruby Stauber in the 800, who broke a girls' meet time record that had stood since 1986. Wayzata's boys won the Class AA team title. Trojans boys golf team won the state Class 3A championship for the first time since 2011. Brothers Bobby and Ben Frassini tied for 10th place overall, along with Hopkins' Connor Hall and Osseo's J.J. Svack. In Class A girls golf, Heritage Christian Academy sophomore Kiera Smith took home medalist honors, winning the 36-hole tournament by 5 strokes. And 3 local girls and 1 boys team won section titles in lacrosse. In the fall, a veteran Hopkins boys cross-country team, headed by 4 seniors from Golden Valley, won the program's first state team title in 13 years. Wayzata's Jared Carpenter was the Class AA individual champion. Led by Gatorade Player of the Year Sidney Hilly, Champlin Park won a second straight section title in volleyball, beating Wayzata in a thrilling section final. The Rebels finished third at the state tournament. Heritage Christian Academy qualified for its first tournament in any sport as the Eagles reached the Class A state volleyball semifinals. It was quite a sight at the state girls tennis tournament when Brecht's Grace Zumwinkle and Lauren Kozakowski beat their older sisters, Anna Zumwinkle and Kendall Kozakowski, to win the Class A doubles championship. Class A's Ms. Soccer, Alexa Tatterin of Plymouth, helped Benilde St. Margaret's win a state soccer championship, the third for the Red Knights in 4 seasons. Brecht's boys enjoyed a great year too. The Mustangs placed second in Class A. Wayzata's girls and Park Center's boys qualified for state soccer in Class AA, the first section title for the Pirates in 11 years. Wayzata's girls continued their dominant run in Class AA swimming and diving. The Trojans won a third consecutive state championship in November, setting a handful of school records along the way. Finally, it was collectively one of the best seasons ever for local prep football teams. Wayzata bounced back from a disappointing 2014 season to win 8 games. Armstrong had its best team in years, winning 7 games and narrowly losing to Maple Grove in the postseason. Cooper finished 6-3, and Park Center went 8-3, coming within a game of their first section title in 30 years. Tutino Grace continued its strong tradition in football, reaching the Class 6A semifinals. Maple Grove did the same. A great Crimson season ended in heartbreak for a second straight year in the state semifinals. Plus, 2 local seniors were finalists for Mr. Football. Maple Grove's Isaac Collins, and Park Center's Amani Hooker. But grabbing the headlines in the end were the Osseo Orioles, a team that relished in the role as underdogs and rolled the tide all the way to a Class 6A championship. Led by senior workhorse running back Prince Crua and a stout defense, the Orioles beat strong postseason foes Lakeville North, Tutino Grace, finally Eastridge in the final seconds to win the program's first state title since 1970.
It was a very good year, Jay. You forget just how many championships
Right.
we had, both collectively as teams and also for individuals, and a lot of great highlights. We thank all the athletes and coaches for giving us so many good memories.
That was a great season, and we will be right back. First, though, here are our plays of the week.
Looking like Akeem Olajuwon here. A little dream shake. Goes to the right, comes back over her left shoulder. Gets the jump hook and the contact. Wakemore for the lead. That's good. Wow.
Ready to jump in a frozen lake to support the Special Olympics? Find out more about the Maple Grove Polar Plunge on Saturday, February 6th by visiting 12.tv. Celebrate winter on a frozen lake. Mark Saturday, February 6th down for the Fire and Ice event at Parker's Lake Park in Plymouth. Get more details at 12.tv.
Our game of the week is a great one in Northwest Suburban Conference boys basketball. Osseo makes the short trip to Champlin Park to take on the Rebels Thursday night. Watch it live on Channel 12 and 12.tv or catch the replays Friday and Saturday night at 7. And that will do it for this week's show.
Back to regular season play this week. Full slate of games. We'll see you next week. And thanks for watching Sports Jam.